In this video, we will be covering the ablative case in Latin. Today, I will just be covering nouns in the first, second and third declensions, but if you want to go deeper, check out my videos on the fourth and fifth declension. Hi everyone, and welcome back to Bambas Bat. Before we start, I want to give you this free one-page cheat sheet for all the noun endings. It will really help you to get familiar with the cases for the first, second and third declensions. There's a link in the description below. Go and download it and have it to hand while you watch this video. So the ablative case sounds odd, but it is actually one of the most useful cases in Latin. It has many different uses and that can kind of stress people out. However, that also means that it's really important. And to be honest, once you get the hang of it, you will have vastly improved your ability to translate in Latin. So what is that ablative case? Well, it can mean many things. For now, use these few meanings to help you out. So keep in mind by, with, or from. There are some really easy ways to remember to translate an ablative noun. An ablative indicates location in time or place, or it can also be what's called an instrumental ablative. So I'm just going to have a little go backwards through those things. So an instrumental ablative, for example, in this sentence, she killed the king with a sword. The sword is the instrument with which she killed the king. We can think of it as by means of a sword, or just using the easier with. The ablative can also be really easy to spot, again, if the sentence includes the word with, and this one is called an ablative of accompaniment. The master walked with the woman. She's accompanying him, he's accompanying her, they are together. An ablative can also show some form of location in either time or place. By that I mean you use it to say you're away from someone or something. So in this one, he walked away from the town. So we've got that from the town. You can also use it to mean in. Again, remember what I said about meaning lots of things. I find the mantra by, with, from is easy to remember, but also you have to keep it in mind that in can also be one of them. The nouns meaning in somewhere will usually have the Latin word in preceding it, such as in this sentence. In the street would be in via in Latin, so you don't have to worry necessarily. Just know that if you see something that looks like it could be ablative and there's a word in, it is an ablative. Here's a table of ablative endings that you'll need to become familiar with. Remember, there's also the fourth and fifth declension, but I'll cover them in other videos. And don't forget to download the free nouns cheat sheet from the link below. It will really help you along the way. The helpful thing about the ablative is that it often comes after a preposition to help you notice it. A preposition is a word that shows something about direction, time, space, or location. And here are some of the common prepositions that can be followed by an ablative. They also help you to know which meaning you should ascribe to the ablative noun. So a or ab, if it comes before a word beginning with a vowel, means away from. Cum means with. De means from, such as like he came from the city. E or ex, again if it's followed by a vowel, is from or out of. In we've already discussed, and with the ablative it means in or on. And sine also goes into this category because it means without. So it's a negative accompaniment, meaning like they left without me. Still accompaniment, so it goes in this prepositions plus the ablative list. This is just a few, there are others, but these are some really good ones to start with. So let's try some examples. As usual, I have the table of ablative endings at the bottom for you to have a little look at. And remember to get that full table of noun endings, which will be really useful. Follow the link in the description and download it. I've also got the vocabulary in the green box at the side, and it's split into nouns, prepositions, and verbs, all in alphabetical order for you to use while you do this. So pause the video here if you want to have a go at trying these for yourself. Otherwise, I'm going to go through them now. For the first one, Domini cum feminis ambulant. Feminis matches my ablative ending for the first declension plural. So it's by, with, or from the women. The preposition cum tells me it will be with, it's an accompaniment. Domini is plural, nominative. The masters are in charge of this sentence. The verb means they walk, so altogether start with the nominative, then do the verb, and then add anything else in. So this sentence means the masters walk with the women. For sentence 2, domina maritum veneno necat. Domina is my nominative, but this time it's first declension, so it must be the mistress rather than the masters that we had in the first sentence. So she is in charge. Then I've got the verb. Necat means kills or murders, and now we find an accusative, maritum. The M ending tells me that the husband is the object of the verb. Finally, I have veneno. Now this matches my singular ablative for the second declension neuter, because venenum is a neuter noun. So this is by, with, or from poison. We need to pick the one which makes most sense. It's going to be an ablative of instrument, as this is what she used to kill him. So we could say the mistress kills her husband by means of poison. Or, more naturally, the mistress kills her husband with poison. There is no preposition here, because an ablative instrument doesn't take one. So you have to remember that an ablative here needs to add in either by, with, or from. Here, we're going to use with poison. Sentence number 3, rex in aula moritur. Now, rex is my nominative here, so the king is the subject of the sentence. The verb is a slightly different one to ones we've seen before. Don't panic, just know that it's translated as is killed. In is my preposition, and along with the ablative aula, we get the king is killed in the palace. That's one of my location ablatives, so I've got an in, so I don't need a by, with, or from. It's one of the extra meanings that the ablative can have. For the fourth sentence, ancilla e domo discedit. Ancilla is the nominative singular here, and the verb is discedit, the slave girl leaves. E domo is a preposition with an ablative, from or out of the house. The best translation would be the girl leaves from the house. You could also use departs if you wanted to get the girl departs out of the house, but the first one is much more fluent. The girl leaves from the house, and you're still getting that preposition and the ablative in. Finally, mercatores cenam argento emunt. Mercatores is a plural nominative, so the merchants are in charge of this sentence. Then I find my verb, in this case it's emunt, they buy. Cenam is my accusative, the object of the verb. The merchants buy the dinner. Then I'm left with argento. It's an ablative singular. It means with money. So altogether, this last sentence means the merchants buy dinner with money. How did they go? Hopefully the prepositions helped, and keeping by, with, or from in mind will really help you as well as you learn the ablative endings. Don't forget, download that free cheat sheet following the link in the description below. It's got all the endings for nouns in the first, second, and third declensions, plus a quick summary of each case, so go and get it if you haven't already. So that was a quick overview of the ablative case in Latin. Thanks for watching this video. I hope it was useful. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions or problems, and I will see you next time on Bam Bas Bat.